Gateway from hell. The next time you're trapped in gridlock, merging lanes off or onto the Bay Bridge or Golden Gate Bridge, consider this. For years, two mega-wealthy so-called philanthropists have been collaborating on a project that will fill their already bulging pockets. It's called the Gateway. The Gateway, a distribution hub, will draw flotillas of trucks to San Francisco from all over the state and the nation. This constant parade of vehicles will intensify traffic congestion and air pollution. The exhaust fumes from this torrent of new trucks surging into San Francisco will compromise San Franciscans' lives, most especially our beleaguered friends and family in Bayview Hunters Point, where Gateway will be built. Large-scale freight and diesel trucks drawn to Gateway from across the nation will jam together vehicles on both the Golden Gate and Bay bridges. Wide-load semis will groan through San Francisco's narrow streets. The city's air is already filled with exhaust fumes from cars and trucks. Air pollution can poison people traveling through city thoroughfares as easily as it can damage the lungs of residents in Bayview Hunters Point, where this monster hub will be built. Billionaire San Francisco Mayor Daniel Lurie and Iranian-American business mogul Prologis CEO Hamid Moghadam are persuading the Planning Commission to bypass hard-won restrictions imposed on all other San Francisco businesses to create a special use district for an enormous facility called the Gateway, a massive parking lot for trucks that will sprawl over 2 million square feet of Bayview Hunters Point. Who are these billionaires? Hamid Moghadam, Prologis CEO, just this year joined a who's who of corporate titans as part of Mayor Lurie's Partnership for San Francisco. This strongly suggests that Lurie supports Moghadam's Gateway project. 69-year-old Hamid Moghadam founded Prologis. Within the larger commercial sector, Prologis is the world's largest industrial real estate investment trust. According to The Economist, Prologis' business strategy focuses on developing warehouses and satellite communities like Bayview Hunters Point, close to large urban areas where land is tight. Moghadam was born in Tehran. His businessman father sent him to college in Switzerland. He received BS and MS degrees in engineering at MIT and an MBA from Stanford Graduate School of Business. He became a massively wealthy American citizen who will soon retire. Prologis Inc. is a global logistics real estate investment trust headquartered at Pier 1 in San Francisco. In 2022, Prologis owned 5,495 buildings in 19 countries across North America, Latin America, Europe, and Asia. Who is San Francisco Mayor billionaire Daniel Lurie really? Here's a photo of Daniel Lurie with supporters. Some call him a nice guy, others a two-bit huckster whose swift-moving policies seem intended to create a San Francisco for the rich. Lurie has lived in Pacific Heights all his life. Chronicle reporter Carlos Avila Gonzalez wrote that Lurie occupies a 9-bedroom, 5-bathroom home uphill from a strip of mansions known as Billionaire's Row. Daniel Lurie's mother, Mimi Haas, is connected by marriage to the Levi Strauss Company. Mimi is the president of the Miriam and Peter Haas Fund, a grant-making organization focused on early childhood education. I'm guessing somebody else visits the kids who her funds are supposed to help. What is Gateway? Prologis plans to construct Gateway, a 2 million square foot distribution center in a space occupied by 4 outdated warehouses, where Amazon is currently located at 749 Toland Street and 2000 McKinnon Avenue. Its 2 connecting buildings will span Interstate 280 in the Bayview district. Thousands of people will work at parcel delivery services, storage areas, manufacturing and maker spaces, and strangely, research labs. Trucks and vans from a wide range of corporate tenants like Amazon, FedEx, and DHL will constantly flood in and out. Gateway will operate at that spot for at least 100 years, according to the draft environmental impact report. One savvy and cynical San Franciscan remarked, "It's large enough to be seen from outer space. It's an oversized project that doesn't belong in the middle of San Francisco." Construction of the Gateway will pose air pollution problems for both San Francisco and Hunters Point. Construction and operation will stir up particulate matter. Additionally, the renovation of the Islias Creek Bridge will stir up dust for 2 years. And finally, over the next 100 years, while Gateway continues to operate, pollution will considerably worsen. Rochelle Holmes points out that this issue affects the whole city.
This is not just a Bayview, Hunters Point thing. This is an everyone issue. This is a San Francisco issue. This is very serious. I walk around with this now. 2015, I was diagnosed with asthma. I was normally a very healthy person. This is not fair to me. It's not fair to my children. I don't know how much longer I'm going to live. This is what I started out with. I don't know what I'm going to end up with, COPD or whatever. I don't know.
Donna Kennelly, former nurse.
In areas where people are underserved to begin with, to add more layers of pollution and noise and dust and all those things that are going to come with this project if it passes, I think is just kind of a disaster. And it's not just the people in the Bayview. Air travels. It's all of us. So I think we need to consider everything and look for some other alternative in that area. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Judy Rosenfeld, also a retired nurse. I live in the Mission District. I don't live in the Bayview. Our air quality is poor in the Mission. I live near the highway. This is going to impact not just the Bayview, but the Mission, Bernal Heights, going into Glen Park, that whole part of the city in terms of our air quality.
Gateway will be zoned as a PDR facility for production, distribution, and repair. PDR is a zoning designation that covers a range of industrial activities. On its website, the Jackson-Lyles architectural firm advertises Gateway as a project that aims to replenish production, distribution, and repair PDR space and activity in San Francisco, drawing on the city's industrial roots while defining a new age of PDR activity. Prologis, a global leader in logistics real estate, intends to bring a broad range of uses to the Bayview's core industrial area, which the architecture firm assumes is Bayview Hunters Point. Traditionally in this country, industry is dumped in black communities. Production includes creating or assembling goods and products such as manufacturing, printing, film production, and food preparation. Distribution involves storage of goods and materials, including warehousing and shipping facilities. Repair refers to services that maintain, fix, and salvage various products and materials, such as auto repair, equipment maintenance, and material salvage. To operate efficiently, PDR businesses require large open spaces with high ceilings, loading docks, and storage areas. PDR activities generate noise and odors from heavy trucking or industrial processes, necessitating a separation from housing and retail environments. In cities like San Francisco, PDR zoning requires dedicated industrial land to support these industries and protect them from displacement by competing residential or office developments. These young architects at Jackson-Lyles in San Francisco designed the Gateway. They seem diverse enough to understand racism. Here are views of Gateway designed by Jackson-Lyles to be built in Bayview Hunters Point. The bridge over Interstate 280 will connect the two buildings together. Prologis promises to use Gateway to improve the Bayview with street scenes like this. Goods produced at Gateway will be sold in the maker shop. Architects depict a sidewalk with picnic tables overlooking Islias Creek, which unfortunately is a chemically contaminated Superfund site. The 2,000 parking spaces for exhaust-producing trucks are depicted concealed away from the street at the top and rear of the gateway where they can't be seen by the public. Despite the beautiful design, residents and community advocates say Gateway is wrong for Bayview Hunters Point. The gateway is beautifully designed, but is it smart for this over-industrialized community? Prologis, Inc. will increase air pollution and deadly respiratory diseases in the over-industrialized and mostly black Bayview Hunters Point community by investing in this massive truck parking lot called Gateway. This distribution hub truly is a gateway to traffic congestion, air pollution, and environmental racism, a special use district. The forces behind Hamid Moghadam's Prologis Gateway project want the San Francisco Planning Commission to approve a special use district that enables them to bypass city regulations that other businesses must observe. In a June 26, 2025 Planning Commission hearing, Gray Panthers' Ann Kalachides asked,
"Why are we carving out a special zone that lets Prologis, Amazon, FedEx, and others bypass protections that still apply everywhere else? The Prologis Gateway project will directly allow the very uses, parcel delivery, warehouse trucking, and massive parking garages that the city just worked so hard to regulate."
Does the creation of a special use district for the Prologis Gateway project violate the Planning Commission's own rules? Does it demonstrate that in a foolish, unsustainable, and uncompassionate move, the Commission caved to pressure from billionaires, granting them favors because they're rich? Continuing continuances. The Planning Commission's hearings on the Gateway project have undergone multiple postponements and continuances. During the June 5th hearing, commenter Ronnie DeMott Wilson called these continuances incredibly unfair.
My name is Ronnie DeMott Wilson. I'm with All Things Bayview and also 1,000 Grandmothers. And I'm so angry. Sorry. I am so pissed off. This is the second time that I've come also. There is a whole group of us that were supposed to come today, and 30 minutes before the commission meeting, I had to text everyone to let them not to come in protest of the Prologis project. I don't understand why 30 minutes you decided that there's a continuance, and it is incredibly unfair. And I'd like you to reevaluate, what you're doing exactly. Thank you.
Public commenter Judy Kurtz speculated that these continuances are done at Prologis' request.
Hello, my name is Judy Kurtz. I'm with 1,000 Grandmothers for Future Generations. We also want you to take time to consider why this is being postponed yet again. This is not the first time it's been postponed. People keep coming, and it keeps getting postponed, we assume, at the request of Prologis. We want you to ask yourselves, is this really community-driven development, or is this just another deal made at our community's expense?
The going speculation is that continuances are being requested by Prologis so it can conduct backdoor deals promoting its demand for a special use district.
We want the city to stand firm. The protections we fought for must mean something, and they must apply here. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Mishwa Lee. I'm a 36-year resident of Bayview Hunters Point. I've had cancer, I have asthma, and I have gotten tired of this process. This is not the first continuance. Why do you keep continuing into the summer when it's harder to mobilize our community? We have families with children in special summer programs that aren't able to get here easily. And this whole process is very frustrating.
Rudy Gonzalez with the Construction Trades Council is pro-continuance.
Rudy Gonzalez with the San Francisco Building and Construction Trades Council. I'm conveying a message both from our council and from Teamsters Joint Council 7 and from Prologis. It's not convenient to keep continuing a matter, but it is important that stakeholders are engaged at every level of the community, and that includes some very important discussions that are ongoing. I'm hoping that we can bring a very important project to you with an entire breadth of support from both labor and community very, very soon. But those discussions are ongoing, and as productive as they've been in the last 72 hours, they are not yet done. And as you can hear from prior testimony, there are other voices that I think want to be heard. And I think we will get to that place to really study and review the EIR and to really look at the facts as they stand before us. But at this juncture, it would stand in support of a brief continuance. Thank you.
Do continuances create time to develop community buy-in? A whistleblower comes forward. Unnamed sources have come forward to the Bayview newspaper saying that they were appointed to an advisory committee of a well-known Bayview organization. They were paid to attend meetings in which they were encouraged to urge others to support the gateway. They were led to believe that this effort was to help young people get jobs with the city and county of San Francisco. They were also given tickets to attend the Wiz, an emolument that is illegal. When groups from the East Coast who had no real knowledge of San Francisco showed up at these meetings, the sources became suspicious and approached the Bayview. Environmental racism. Besides polluting the air in all of San Francisco, this gateway congestion juggernaut will compound the impacts of environmental racism that for over 100 years have been visited upon the mostly black Bayview community. Diesel truck exhaust and construction dust will pollute the air for sufferers of lung cancer, respiratory diseases, and asthma, and cause premature deaths in this already over-industrialized part of the city. Ann Colachides presses upon each commissioner to
ask yourself, why is Bayview being made an exception? San Francisco spent years fighting to rein in Amazon and other parcel delivery giants because of significant impacts. Our city leaders passed laws to slow this down, to protect the communities. So why now? Why here? Why are we throwing open the doors to a 2 million square foot delivery hub right in the middle of a neighborhood that's already overburdened?
Ma'am, I'm going to interrupt you.
The Prologis Gateway.
Excuse me, ma'am, I'm going to interrupt you because
yes.
we're taking public comment on the matter.
I'm asking to use this time and continuance to consider some of these questions. So this is relevant to your item number. The Prologis Gateway project will directly allow the very uses, parcel delivery, warehouse trucking, and massive parking garages that the city just worked so hard to regulate. Well, why are we carving out a special zone that lets Prologis, Amazon, FedEx, and others bypass protections that still apply everywhere else? Why is Bayview always asked to bear the burden? Let's be clear. Prologis says they don't have Amazon locked in, but Prologis is building this for Amazon. Amazon is already on the site. So we know how this story goes. And I ask you, who benefits from this deal? It's not the people breathing emissions. It's not the families dealing with asthma. It's not our neighbors stuck with more trucks, more noise, more pollution. Did you know that tire wear from these delivery vans produce more pollution than tailpipes? I'm done. The continuance gives you time to reconsider this. Please use that time wisely. Thank you.
Blair Sandler, an environmental economist with legal expertise, zeroes in on the blatant racism.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Blair Sandler. I'm a resident of the Bayview. I live about 4 or 5 blocks from where this project is proposed to be developed. It's already polluted from the highways and the port and all the other industry that you folks over the years have dumped into the Bayview. I live right around the corner from the biodigesters there for the city. I'm an environmental economist. I have a doctorate from UMass Amherst, and I have a JD from SF Law. And, you know, the short story is if you allow this project to go ahead, it's just another case of severe environmental racism, because this is already an overburdened community with all the toxic waste and construction and industry. You know that over 50% of the kids have asthma. I have asthma. You know that lifespans in the Bayview are something like 14 years less than in other nearby neighborhoods, right? The VOC monitors in my backyard register readings that are routinely twice what they are in Glen Park. And it took me 45 minutes on a bus to get down here, and it's going to take me at least 45 minutes on a bus to get back. And I do have other things to do with my time than spend time on the bus for no reason. It is really outrageous that you don't give people more advance notice. It's rude and disrespectful. It's also outrageous that you are even considering dumping yet another toxic project on the people of Bayview who are already overburdened. Thanks for hearing me.
Negative health impacts. The lifespans of Bayview residents breathing exhaust fumes, dust, and toxins have been reduced by 15 to 20 years. In addition to breathing polluted air, this population has suffered for decades from the cumulative impacts of significant nuclear and hazardous waste and chemical contamination generated at two Superfund sites, the Naval Shipyard and Islias Creek. Businesses strung along Amador Street parallel to Islias Creek, Central Concrete Supply, C-Mex Concrete Crushing Plant, and Darling International, pump out gut-wrenching, noxious fumes, concrete dust, and toxins that attack the heart and lungs. Camila Elam describes the effects of industrial toxins from the Darling Animal Rendering Plant. We are outside the Darling plant.
They like to say Darling International or Darling Ingredients, but it's Darling Animal Rendering Plant. They boil down animal parts and they use the carcasses to boil down to make what you and I know as cosmetics and soaps. We are dying out here. But actually right now, my stomach is going through turns constantly. I feel like I want to vomit. I've been dealing with this smell and this feeling since the tender age of 10 years old. As soon as I was able to take public transportation, you always felt this smell. When I say felt this smell, you can taste it, you can smell it, and it goes directly to your digestive system and it impacts your stomach immediately. And that's every day, twice a day for now 46 years. And that's what we're here today. We are tired of it, and now we want to use their own name and say, bye, darling.
At the June 5, 2025 Planning Commission meeting, Camila told commissioners,
community scientists provided proof that air pollution has caused heart attacks, heart disease, stroke, COPD, asthma for more than 80% of the Bayview Hunters Point community residents.
Camila Elam asks, what does dying at the hands of boxed-in pollution look like?
As Prologis intends to galvanize support for the development of the industrial trucking complex, I'd like to emphasize the direct health impacts on the residents in the neighborhoods of Bayview Hunters Point and what does dying at the hands of boxed-in pollution looks like. Air pollution impacts our lungs, heart, and brain. It breaks directly to our lungs' protective barriers as our body fights extremely hard to fight off tiny molecules, thousands of them, entering our body, sowing seeds of cancer by inserting arsenic, lead, sulfates, nitrates, and black carbon, which goes directly into the bloodstream, sabotaging your entire body by inflaming your blood vessels, increasing your blood pressure until you suffer from a stroke and a heart attack, which is sadly normal in Bayview Hunters Point. We are humans. We need to stop the continued development of environmental invisible killers. We need to stop Prologis and their development for diesel trucking. One of the biggest threats to our body is air pollution. Dirty air is killing us more than health factors of obesity, alcohol, drugs, and high sodium diets. The proposed Gateway Industrial Complex development would be in close proximity to the main corridors that links the Bayview Hunters Point to the rest of the city and the mainline public transportation, posing a risk to the safety of our children and aging adults. This increased truck traffic and noise could create hazardous conditions for students walking to and from bus stops, heading to school, and community residents seeking health care at the neighboring St. Luke's and General Hospitals.
Bayview Hunters Point residents describe the effects of the toxins in their community on themselves and their families. Paulette Spiken, Bayview resident, focuses on health damage to babies and elders.
Hello, everybody. My name is Paulette Spiken, and I've been a long-time resident of the Bayview community. But all I really want to say is it's an honor to see everybody out here that's fighting for air, because it's people that's getting sick, especially children and seniors. They having cancer and all kind of, health issues. And thank you, all things, baby, for making me feel important. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Leotis Martin deeply grieves his family members' deaths.
I had a father, and he died from high blood pressure. I had a twin brother. He died from an enlarged heart. I had a mother. She died from cancer. And I had a sister. She died from sickle cell anemia.
Take your time, Lee.
That's all.
A few words from Leotis, the president of Mothers and Fathers Community.
How everybody doing?
Hi, Leotis.
Hey, we small in numbers, but we big in heart. You know why? Because we doing the right thing out here. We trying to keep people alive. That's what's most important. These plants and stuff like that, people that work there, they don't care about us. So we have to care about ourselves. We have to care not just about ourselves, but our community, the people that come in our community. And that's what this is about life and living. It's hard to live alone, as it is. But then when we have things like this that's not right, you know, it makes it even more harder for us to live. You know, we care about the people that's walking around Bayview that's pregnant. We care about these little kids that's 1 or 2 years old, even 6 months or 2 months years old. You know, they have little hearts, you know, and their insides are small. And the kids are not born with cancer for no reason. There's always a reason. Our club palate, there's a reason. Some people just say, oh, what the hey, like it's natural. No, it's not natural. It's not natural for this type of stuff to happen, you know? So I'm just thanking all y'all for being here and supporting Bayview Hunters Point, Mothers and Fathers Committee, Green Action, and all things Bayview. God bless y'all.
All right. Thanks, Leo.
Thanks, Leotis. Nicole Domino.
Okay, I've been staying at Hunters Point all my life. I'm 52 years old, and I done had eczema and some other little stuff, but it's hard living there. It's a beautiful place. It's not a healthy place. So if we can make it a healthy place as well as a beautiful place, it'll be a beautiful thing.
Well said. Well said. Well said. I was asked earlier, how does it feel being in San Francisco, California, the leader of environmental justice, being a resident from Bayview Hunters Point? You know what it feels like? It feels like they've already put the nail in my coffin.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. It literally feels like I am the example, the walking example of low life expectancy. That's what it feels like. It's more than a slap in the face. It's the nail in the coffin. That's what it is.
Alternatives and options. Public commenter Mishwa Lee from 1000 Grandmothers suggested that the commissioners
use this time to really look at other possibilities. What the Bayview needs is housing. And why can't this area be used for housing that meets the needs of working people and families? So think about these other options. Thank you very much.
It has also been suggested that Gateway be built at Oyster Point in South San Francisco or at San Francisco International Airport, SFO, close enough to provide those vital goods and services, but far enough to direct heavy traffic away from the city. The decision is coming. Let these billionaires build this gigantic congestion hub, actually a parking lot for trucks, the gateway from hell, well away from San Francisco. Refuse to support projects that poison air that is killing San Franciscans in an already overburdened, industrialized, environmental racism zone. Let's show up, speak out, and demand that our city stops threatening all San Franciscans and sacrificing Bayview residents for corporate gain. What you can do? Take action now. On Thursday, September 25, 2025, the San Francisco Planning Commission may finally vote on whether to approve a special use district for the Gateway project. The commissioners need to hear us loud and clear. No more pollution, no more broken promises, no more death zones disguised as development. Rochelle Holmes begs the San Francisco Planning Commission to
please consider the residents of not just the Bayview, but everyone in the Bay Area. The air we breathe affects everyone. It doesn't just affect one area. It affects all of San Francisco. So I'm asking you to please, please don't consider Prologis. Again, my name is Rochelle Holmes. I'm with ATB, All Things Bayview, and I thank you for your time.
Thank you for reading the article, watching the video, and stopping Prologis. I'm investigative reporter Carol Harvey.